Have you ever, booked a place to stay? Somewhere you figure it's going to be safe, comfortable, just normal.
Right, the expectation.
Exactly. And that feeling just gets totally, utterly shattered. Today we're sharing 3 true stories. Real accounts of Airbnb stays that just went dark. Really unexpected turns.
Yeah, these aren't your typical travel hiccups like a leaky faucet or something.
No, not at all. These are properly unsettling encounters. They'll definitely make you think a bit differently about, staying in a stranger's house.
We're looking at 3 pretty different situations here. Each one shows how that sense of security we kind of take for granted can just evaporate. Different kinds of fear, like the fear of someone breaking in, or maybe just strange, creepy encounters, even potentially dangerous run-ins with other people there.
Okay, let's dive into the first one. This was about a traveler, actually their first time ever using Airbnb.
Oh, wow. First time.
Yeah. They get there really late at night, small town, and it just felt completely empty, kind of eerie.
That's a mood already.
Totally. And as they walk up to the house, it's pitch black everywhere, except for this one single light. Upstairs window.
Just one light.
Just one. It's maybe a small thing, but right away in that quiet, deserted place, it just felt wrong,
Yeah, that lone light. It's instantly uncanny, isn't it? Makes you wonder, why just that one? It hints that maybe something's not quite right inside.
So they get settled in their room, trying to shake it off, I guess. And then, middle of the night, they're woken up by this thud, like inside the walls.
Oh, it's horrible. Inside the walls.
Yeah. And then they hear floorboards creaking. Softly at first, but getting closer, coming towards their bedroom door.
Oh, no.
Remember's lying there, alone, hearing those steps, slowly, deliberately coming closer. It's pure nightmare fuel.
Absolutely. And being alone in a strange house just makes every little sound 1,000 times worse. A creak you wouldn't even notice at home suddenly sounds, sinister.
And then it happens. The doorknob, it starts to turn. Someone is actually trying to get into the room. They jump up, push against the door, trying desperately to keep it shut. There's a struggle.
Wow.
And just for a second, they see a face through the gap. An angry face.
That's terrifying. The direct confrontation, the violation, that's a primal fear right there. Someone forcing their way into your space.
They managed to fight them off, kept the door shut. The person on the other side eventually just fled, ran off.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. But can you imagine? They called 911 right away, obviously completely shaken.
Yeah.
This wasn't just like a bad Airbnb review situation.
Really, that's trauma. That leaves a mark.
Definitely. It completely changed how they felt about traveling alone, by using these platforms. It makes you think about, what happens in an emergency. How safe are you, really?
Right. And the response time, the host's role. All of that comes into question.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, our next story. Different setting entirely. Rural Wyoming. Super remote. 2 friends. They're driving out for a wedding. Book this farmhouse Airbnb way out in the middle of nowhere.
That isolation maybe seemed appealing at first.
Sometimes it does, yeah. Peace and quiet.
But it quickly started feeling, ominous.
How so?
So they're surrounded by just nothing. Fields, open land, feels totally cut off. Then, late one night, quiet knock at the front door. They go check. Nobody there. Then, moments later, same knock, but at the back door.
Oh, that's creepy. The same knock.
Yeah. And they start to get that feeling, like they're being watched. That vulnerability, middle of the night, nobody around for miles.
Yeah, those knocks with no one there.
Yeah.
Deeply unsettling.
Yeah.
Because you can't explain it. Who is it? What do they want? It just breeds anxiety, that unseen presence feeling.
So the night passes uneasily. Then, the next morning, one of the friends wakes up, looks out his window, and sees someone standing there. Outside.
Standing there, watching.
Apparently.
Yeah.
And then soon after that, they hear it, clicking sounds at the front door.
So trying the lock. Someone's trying to pick the lock. Trying to break in.
Right. So that vague unease from the night before just became a very real, tangible threat. An attempted break-in.
They freaked out, obviously. Called the police immediately. The person outside heard them, took off running.
Okay, so they scared them off. But still.
But the fear, right, it just hangs there. What did that person want? Was it connected to the knocks? You're miles from anywhere. It's terrifying, even if nothing ultimately happened.
Definitely. That isolation cuts both ways. It can be peaceful, or it can make you feel incredibly vulnerable when something goes wrong. Makes you wonder about security in really remote rentals.
For sure. Okay, our last account. This one's maybe creepier in a different way. It takes place in just a totally normal suburban neighborhood.
Okay. Seems less threatening on the surface.
Right. So this traveler book an Airbnb, listed as an entire house, the night before a job interview nearby. Just wanted somewhere quiet to rest up.
Makes sense.
But when they get there, they find out they're not alone. There's someone else already in the house.
Wait, in an entire house rental?
Exactly. That's the whole point, isn't it? Exclusivity. So finding a stranger already there, it's immediately weird.
Right.
Red flag right away. Makes you question the listing, the host.
Yeah, that's jarring. What was the deal?
Well, this other person, a woman, introduces herself. But the interaction gets uncomfortable fast. It's late. The traveler's tired. Clearly just wants to sleep. But this woman is super friendly, like overly friendly, even kind of flirtatious. And when the traveler tries to politely excuse themselves, she just keeps pushing.
Pushing how?
Like insisting on showing them her room, getting kind of weird when they're clearly not interested, just completely ignoring personal boundaries. It goes from awkward to genuinely unsettling.
That feeling when someone just won't take the hint. Yeah, that can be really uncomfortable, even a bit scary.
Totally. And then it gets really alarming. The traveler gets a text message from the Airbnb owner.
Oh, what did it say?
It said, "No one else is supposed to be there. Call the police now."
Whoa. Okay.
Wow.
So the owner confirms their fear. That is terrifying.
Right. Just as they're reading this message, they hear a door open somewhere else in the house. Heavy footsteps. Fast.
Oh my God.
They look up, see a man running towards them down the hallway.
Running at them.
Towards them. They didn't wait to find out intentions. They just bolted. Ran out of the house as fast as they could, completely terrified.
I don't blame them. The owner's warning, the footsteps, the guy running, that's immediate danger signal. Fight or flight kicks in.
Absolutely. And they just left them there, the woman and the man. Who were they? What were they planning? It's so disturbing. And it really highlights the danger of misleading listings, you know?
Definitely. And the potential for situations far worse than just an awkward encounter.
So these three stories, different places, different details, but they all hit that same nerve, don't they?
They really do.
That feeling of safety you expect in a temporary home just shattered.
Yeah.
They're stark reminders that really frightening things can happen, even in places that seem perfectly normal.
It really speaks to the trust we place, doesn't it? When we stay in someone else's space, we are inherently a bit vulnerable.
Yeah.
And these stories, they tap into fundamental fears, you know? Intrusion, the unknown, just fear for your own safety. It makes you think hard about vetting processes, platform responsibilities.
How much do we really know about where we're staying or who owns it or who else might have access?
Exactly. It really raises those questions.
It certainly makes you think twice and maybe trust your gut feeling a bit more if something feels off.
Absolutely. Trusting your instincts is crucial. These stories are a powerful reminder to stay aware, prioritize your safety, even when you think you should feel secure.
Well, thank you for tuning in to hear these quite unsettling stories today. We hope they've given you something to consider.
They definitely underscore the need for vigilance when we travel, when we step into unfamiliar places.
If you found these accounts compelling, or maybe just chilling, please do like this, share it with others, and subscribe to the Horror Docs channel for more stories.